Hi everybody, Dugraz here with Dugraz Reports. In my last video, about a month ago, I told you the Wells Fargo Propel credit card might be discontinued or stopped in the near future. And that rumor came true. It's gone. You cannot get the Wells Fargo Propel card anymore. Maybe you were fortunate enough to grab it before April 19th and it went away for new applicants. Some of us did. On this channel, we talk about finding epic value for the average American, including, but not limited to, credit card rewards. If that sounds interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and please click the thumbs up button. Let's dive in. Well, sometimes rumors come true, and in this case, it did. So in this video, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about what I did. We're going to look at the Wells Fargo website and see what we can see. I'll tell you a bit about why I like the Wells Fargo Rewards program, and then we'll engage in some rampant speculation about what will happen next towards the end of the video. So I had thought about applying in some sort of spree for the Propel card. Myself, my wife, my mom, my dad. Both of my parents live in assisted living, and I help them with their finances. So, my wife is player 2. In a way, a limited way, I have kind of a player 3 and 4 with my parents, in that I have to be very responsible and careful with what I do. But especially with fee-free cards, I can kind of guide them in which is the right path. And a nice thing about Wells Fargo is, unlike some other credit cards, they allow point sharing amongst anyone. It doesn't even have to be a family member. So if you want to transfer your points, which they call Go-Far rewards, from one person to another person, be it a sibling, spouse, friend, cousin, significant other, doesn't matter. You can do that unlimited with Wells Fargo. I decided not to do the spree thing, mainly with myself and Mrs. Player 2, because we're keeping a close eye on Chase 524, and we'll fall under that 524 myself towards the end of this month or early June, and in her case just shortly after that, or maybe before that. I'll need to check the exact date. But anyhow, with my dad, I did go ahead and sign up for the Propel card. It's a really nice looking kind of purple hued card. It's kind of a shame it's going away. It is an American Express card, so it's issued by Wells Fargo, but the transaction agent is American Express on that. Sign-up bonus was easy to grab, 20,000 points. Let's take a look at the Wells Fargo website, and this is on the credit card section. We'll just find a credit card here and choose all cards just to see what all they offer right now. And we'll scroll up and down. There's the Cashwise, the Visa Signature, they call it the rewards card. There's no actual, there are rewards. It's just like 1% on everything other than the sign-up bonus. This one has no rewards, a hotels card, college card, but yeah, no Propel card. Nada, it's gone. It is a goner. So if you were hoping to do something fancy with your Wells Fargo strategy, sorry, too late now. One of the things that kind of unlocks Wells Fargo or makes it worth pursuing is this card right here, the Visa Signature card. There is a sign-up bonus, but we can ignore that. I've had this card for a long time, more than 10 years. And down here it says 50% more value when redeemed for airfare. Now that means in their portal. For example, 20,000 points is enough for a $300 flight. Or you can just take it as $200 cash. But you get a 1.5 modifier if you use it for flights in their portal. So I kind of think Wells Fargo is a notch above a cashback program. And I would actually say, before Propel went away, the trifecta of the Propel plus this one here, the Visa Signature, and the Cashwise, which gets you 1.5 on everything, would be a good choice for somebody that does intermittent travel and just pays the cash fares, like the family that flies to Arizona or Texas twice a year to see grandma and grandpa. Why not get those flights essentially for free? With the Cashwise, you're getting 1.5 on everything, and 1.5 times 1.5 is 2.25, so the equivalent of 2.25 on everything if used towards airfare. Now, Let me show you just a few more details here about what I like about their airfare and kind of how it works. So here's a flight that I was considering from Des Moines to Phoenix, Arizona back in February. And this particular flight, this is on the American Airlines website, was $367.80 round trip. A little pricey for domestic economy, but it was something we were looking at last minute. My wife was thinking of going down there for a family matter. This is American Airlines, $367 and change. This is the exact same flight on the Wells Fargo Go-Far reward travel portal, $343. Interesting. Wells Fargo is actually $24 and change cheaper than the cash fare directly with American. And you can see the dates are the same, the 17th to 23rd. You might be thinking, oh, Doug, you probably picked a different time of day. Please take my word for it. I was very careful to check. This is the exact same flight. My speculation is that Wells Fargo probably only updates the pricing in their portal once a day overnight, whereas American will update it all day long. So it's possible the flight started earlier in the day at 343, and by later in the day when I was looking, it was at 367. But as long as I locked it in before the end of the day, I can get that price right there. Now, I didn't do it on this particular flight, but I did do that on a different one-way flight where I locked in a price that was actually slightly cheaper than the cash fare using the Wells Fargo portal. And then you'll also notice down here, it doesn't cost 34,300 points. It only costs 22,817 points because you have that 1.5 modifier on flights in their portal. Now, you're not going to get exceptional value like you would with a transfer partner if you're flying international business or first class or really any first class or business. But if you're an economy domestic traveler, this is a really good value. Let's look at the same exact flight in the Chase portal just for comparison. And you'll see over here $367.80, which is the same as the American Airlines direct would have been. So Wells Fargo, in my experience, is actually either tied for best or standalone the best portal. I don't have any screenshots here to show you, but I do also notice Wells Fargo is the only portal I know of that will let you book Southwest Airlines in their portal online. Like with others, you can, but you have to call in. I hate calling in. So I think that's another advantage. You can book Southwest online with Wells Fargo. Let's look at another example here. Here's Chase's portal flying to Tucson, $278. With the Wells Fargo portal, it was $256. So again, and you'll have to take my word for it, exact same flight, exact same day. You know, we got a difference there of about $12, and you still have your 1.5 modifier. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the Wells Fargo portal for plain old economy domestic fares. And I suppose even economy overseas international flights might be pretty good too. So anyhow, that's just a little example of what happens in the portal. I have searched on different days and found that Wells Fargo, in my experience so far, is always the same price as the cash fare. Unlike the American Express portal, which really jacks it up, the City portal, which really jacks it up, and the Chase portal, which occasionally jacks it up. Haven't looked much for motels, but at least as far as airfare, that's what I have found. Let's review briefly what the Propel card does as far as the reward structure and earnings. Can't get it anymore, but at least for the sake of wisdom and knowledge and historical accuracy. Because they don't offer it anymore, there's no really nice graphic on their main page, so I had to grab this screenshot from my dad's online account. 1x rewards on all purchases, 3x points on gas, rideshare, and transit. And transit does include things like parking, Uber, trains, Amtrak, etc. 3x on travel, which would be flights, hotels, homestays, car rentals. 3x on streaming, and then some extra information here. Remember that if you have the Wells Fargo Signature Visa, you can do a transfer over to your own or your friends, get 1.5. Effectively, if you use it on flights, you're earning 4.5% back on all these categories. That's pretty good for a no annual fee card. I suspect part of the reason why it's not open to new applicants anymore. Also, they do have an Earn More Mall where you can get more of these Go-Far points. Here's some online examples. Nothing super exciting right now, but like Walmart, you get an extra point per dollar on top of the 1 point per dollar everywhere. Hotels.com, Home Depot. And then here's some in-person options, some stores you actually walk into. You can get like Banana Republic, 5 points per dollar is pretty good. And remember, this is bonus, so you would still get your 1 point everywhere else. So you're really getting 6 points per dollar. And stick that in the portal. That's 6 times 1.5 would be 9, the equivalent of 9% cash back if used on flights. That's pretty good. None of these stores really excite me, but about, I'd say 3 times in the last 12 months, I've gotten a targeted offer in their Go-Far Rewards Earn More Mall for 10x points back on a single purchase at a gas station or grocery store, or both. But it's only your first purchase after you activate it. So if you're really thinking ahead and you can find a gas station or a grocery store that'll sell you something like a Visa gift card or a MasterCard gift card, you could buy one $400 gift card because it maxes out at 4,000 points and get 4,000 points for, a purchase fee of around $6. And that's $60 essentially if used towards airfare with that 1.5 modifier. That's pretty good. I've taken advantage of that a few times to jack up my Go-Far rewards. And now it's time for wild speculation. What do we think Wells Fargo is going to do next? I've come up with 3 possible maybe scenarios. Possibility number 1, Wells Fargo is abandoning this kind of card altogether. In other words, what I'm saying is they're getting rid of the type of card that would have 3x on travel, gas, streaming, restaurants, those kind of things. And they would be focusing more on what you would think of as your low-end cards, like just the Cashwise Visa, the Signature card. I mean, Signature is a nice card in a way, but it doesn't have real point modifiers. Hotels.com card, kind of your low-end fee-free cards, and this was just too expensive for them. That seems unlikely. Wells Fargo is one of the biggest banks in the United States. They've had their share of problems, don't get me wrong, but they're kind of a big player and proud, and I doubt they would just move away from it altogether. It might be more likely they realize that 3x on all those categories is just untenable, so they need to revise it. But who knows? Possibility number 2 is that Wells Fargo fell out of favor with American Express. Since the Propel card is an American Express card, American Express cards probably have higher transaction fees than Visa or MasterCard does. It's not accepted at quite as many places, especially outside the U.S. So I don't know if Wells Fargo got upset with American Express or thought they could find better value elsewhere, or American Express got upset with Wells Fargo, but for whatever reason, they just don't want to do business anymore. Now, if that's the case, I wonder if they would be relaunching the Propel card as a Visa. All of their other cards, other than Propel, are Visa cards. Their debit cards are Visa cards, so why wouldn't that make sense? If that's the case, it might be coming back in a same or similar manner, just as a Visa card, or maybe MasterCard, who knows? Possibility number 3, Wells Fargo will rebrand it and bring it back as a more premium card. I mean, it's a nice card. It's a nice color. It's one of those partial metal cards, but not completely metal. And it's really popular. I mean, in its segment, 3x on travel with no annual fee, 3x on dining, 3x on gas stations, streaming. You can transfer it to the Visa Signature and get the equivalent of 4.5% cash back if you use it for their portal. They've got a nice portal. They've got a pretty decent reward system. Not the best. It's simple, but they could take it up a notch. I mean, there's no travel transfer partners right now, so you can't transfer it to British Airways or American Airlines or anything like that. You know, Capital One's been moving into that space more and more with their transfer partners. So maybe Wells Fargo will get some low-level transfer partners. Maybe they'll become a transfer partner of JetBlue or Wyndham Hotels, or maybe even, I doubt it, but Hilton or Marriott, something like that. Or they'll figure out some way to bring it back. I wouldn't be surprised if it's brought back with a few additional perks, maybe like a global entry credit or something like that, with kind of your typical $85, $95, $100 annual fee, something like that. Depending on exactly how the structure broke down, that might be worth it. Like, you know, for example, if you got a $25 a year streaming credit or some way you can help offset that annual fee, maybe a $50 credit once a year if you use their portal towards a motel booking, something like that. Those are just some ideas. I think this is actually the most likely possibility. Whether or not it would still be called the Propel, who knows? Maybe combined idea 2 and 3 and bring it back as a Visa that is a more premium card. If they play their hand right, I'd be willing to go ahead and get it if there was an annual fee. But the nice thing is, got my dad's card grandfathered in under the old system, either way. Well, as I mentioned earlier in the video, please subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers. That'll help me put more time into these sorts of videos. And if you like this sort of video, please click the thumbs up button. Put some comments down below as well. I'd love to hear what you think. What do you think Wells Fargo's doing? Do you think they're going to rebrand the Propel card and bring it back? Or do you think it's just gone forever? And as always, may your spending be frugal and may your points be plenteous. Thanks for watching.